So how did you get the confidence, knowing that you weren't a rapper or an artist or musician? How did you get the confidence to, obviously you're writing down your thoughts, what are really poetry in your way, and sermons in your way, and motivation and teaching, and you're putting it into an album. How'd you sell so many records and get your name out there coming from the streets? How did you promote yourself and build a brand, record after record?
Good question.
When you didn't know what you were doing?
That's the thing. That's the good thing. That's the golden thing about the streets. You don't gotta know what you got. You don't gotta know what you're doing, as long as you do it. Because there's no, and that's like I say back to the book. There's no straight path. That we trying to get through. You got to navigate these things. I think what gave me the confidence was survival, and that I knew that I was studying before. Like say for instance, when people just be listening to the music, I'd be looking for the word. Or I would be a young guy to go sit around a bunch of old guys and just listen to them talk to see what I can learn from them. And that just kind of was my school. It kind of gave me confidence because I knew more than the average kid my age, right? And I was learning how to move because my older cousins was in the streets before me and they was pretty big. So I watched a lot what they was doing, a lot of people that was around them, and I was like, okay, and I'm a sponge.
Your brother was performing in the streets?
No, my cousin was in the streets.
Gotcha.
Like they was doing this before.
They were doing it big.
Yeah, they were the guys. And I was just watching what they was doing.
So you observed and then you replicated.
Yeah, it's a sponge. And that's what gave me confidence because I just felt like I knew more than everybody else, right? And then I wasn't scared to go ask the questions.
Interesting.
And then going about building a brand, I watched and studied how music worked. And even from the Cash Money era to Master P, Master P and them had the tanks on and all that stuff. I'm just like, what is that for me? And I had this necklace with this big diamond encrusted snowman on it, right? And it was like, it was the craziest thing ever because it started as a chain, right? And then people started calling me Snowman, right? And now I got a brand. And then when I put out my first album, they took the snowman and put it, shout out to Shauna Ayers, she was helping me with it. They took the snowman and put it on the CD cover. It immortalized it. And now this snowman is everywhere.
And everyone wants to wear a snowman.
So the shirts were made for branding and marketing. And I got to go back to how I branded and marketed myself. The shirts was made for branding and marketing, and we only made 100. They blew up so much, we ordered 1,000 more. Then, it out of nowhere, I promise you I don't know what happened. It went from some shirts that we were sending out to you go anywhere on Harlem, anywhere on 125th, whatever, every store got a different version of snowman shirts. This was all around the world.
Wow.
So now, Jay-Z calls me because he's the president of Def Jam. He's like, I'm going to the Magic Show. You should come with me. So this is the Magic Show out there, the clothing show in Vegas. So they got the Rockaware booth out there.
Yeah.
And he like, yo, let's just walk through it. So me and Jay-Z walk around the Magic Show.
What year is this?
This is like 06,
okay.
07.
Yeah.
06. And we just walking around it. And people keep running up to me going, Jeezy. No, I'm with Jay-Z. They're like, Jeezy, man, thank you so much. We love you, man. You're the realest. This is great. And I'm just like, so after the fifth person, I look at him, he look at me. He's like, what's going on?
No one's saying anything to Jay-Z.
Yeah, but not even just that, though. We're both looking at each other like, what's going on? Because I don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I asked the guy, I said, yo, what do you mean? He's like, yo, everybody's making money off these snowman shirts because now they sell them in bulk.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because they're selling them to all the mom and pop stores. So we went in one guy's shop, he had them to the ceiling. And one of my guys back then told me when I first did it, I should trademark it.
Yeah.
But I'm still thinking like that. I'm like, nah, it's just whatever. And I never trademarked it.
Oh, man.
Craziest thing ever. And the craziest thing was, but it's a double-edged sword. So I didn't trademark it. However, I think that made my brand bigger than life.
Wow.
Because everybody had access to it and they were selling it and they were making money, which means that I was helping them help me.
Yeah, and they were probably getting out there faster than you could.
1,000%.
Wow.
Now it goes back to how I started branding myself. So what I would do when I was first trying to figure out where I was going, I was doing these mixtapes with DJ Drama. He's like a big deal in the culture as far as like street tapes. So what I would do, people would do street tapes and like put them in stores and sell them, $5, $10. What I did was I pressed up like 100,000 and gave them all out.
Wow.
I went to this club every week on the east side and I gave them out. Then we were around town, gave them out, beauty supply stores, beauty salons, barbershops. And I did that. That was the first tape. I saw the needle move a little bit.
In Georgia.
In Georgia.
Atlanta, yeah.
Then my second tape was Trap or Die, right? So I pressed up 500,000 of these.
Oh, man.
And I just started giving them out. Best thing I ever done. Because my grandmother always told me, if you want something from somebody else, give them something first.
Right.
Best thing I ever done. I can still do those songs right now, any stage.
Wow.
Because it was like Grassroots. And now I'm getting, everybody starting to know who I am. And then I put this DVD of all the footage of me just running around with the Trap or Die tape. And when I knew it was real, was when I used to walk into we call them trap houses. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah, so I just go to my friends' trap houses or whatever, like my homies or whatever. And I go like, just go through there hollering, whatever. And they would be watching my DVD.
Wow.
In the living room. It'd be like 10 people in there looking at the DVD and you looking like, y'all know me. It's like, oh, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're watching me. And that's how I knew. And then it went from there, because I used to hang out a lot. I used to be in all the premier clubs, whatever. Because I used to wear my jewelry, drive my cars, because that was my marketing. Like, I just looked like the guy who was already successful, that was trying to be successful. And I never forget when Trap or Die came out. I was walking in the club, and mind you, I'm a street guy, so I'm not used to people just walking up on me. And this is back before you can like just take pictures of anybody and anything. And people come up on me like, yo, Jeezy, man, I love what you do, man. Like the 6th time somebody came to me, it just felt like somebody was paying them to say this. You know what I'm saying? Because it was weird. I never, you know, and it just started happening more and more. And I'm like, oh, I'm on to something. Like,
interesting.
This is real. And then I started to like go out like the malls or whatever, and be just doing regular stuff. People come up to me, yo, man, I really love you, man. I love what you do. And I'm just sitting there and I'm going like, this is it. I got to focus now.
Wow.
And I started recording my debut album. And while I'm recording my debut album, I'm paying for it myself. And they come to me about a deal. So I take the deal with Def Jam. And when I'm taking the deal and working on the album that I'm paying for, that they're going to reimburse me my money, I don't know how to perform and I'm not taking care of myself. And so now I do this show in Jacksonville at the Super Bowl, like in a nightclub, and the system is terrible. And I had polyps on my vocal cords already, and I tore my vocal cords.
Oh, man.
So now I'm 1 foot in the street, 1 foot out. I got some buzz as an artist, and I got to get surgery.
Oh, man.
And I don't know if and the whole conversation is, we don't even know if he's going to sound the same or how he's going to sound. So now I'm like, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to do, you know, and it was probably one of the scariest moments of my life, because now I got to go in there. Mind you, I don't even have insurance. So I pay for my surgery with a brown paper bag.
Oh, my gosh.
So I paid for my surgery with a brown paper bag. And so I made it through that. And then right after that, I want to make sure I say this word right, because somebody said I didn't say it right last time. I got hit with Bell's palsy. And now,
wow,
my mouth is crooked and my face is. This is like the second thing.
After the surgery.
After the surgery.
Holy cow.
So now I'm like, I'm hiding because I look crazy. And I was scared. I remember talking to my mom. I was just like, Mama, I don't know what to do. But then I realized quickly too that I wasn't taking care of myself, right? And at the same time, you don't have people around you that are taking care of themselves. They're not. You know,
you're drinking, you're eating bad, you're not sleeping.
No, you can. You was too paranoid. Like I couldn't. I can go off before these days. I can go off like an hour and a half of sleep.
Oh my gosh,
any day. That was my thing. I sleep when I die.
Right.
Yeah, because you couldn't sleep. You know what I mean? Because you got so many things going on, and your mind is in so many different places, but you're trying to navigate it. And that's why I say, you know, the new rich is peace.
It is.
You know, because you know you can have $1 billion. You know, like my uncle used to say, you can put somebody in a Rolls Royce, he's still gonna have the same problems. He's gonna have those problems in a Rolls Royce. And I think once you become in this place where you just at peace with who you are and who you're becoming, and like I said again, I had to give myself permission to evolve.
Wow.
Because it was almost like I wanted to grow, but I couldn't grow because of my surroundings. These weeds and these things that would hold me back. And when I started to clean that out, I started to like grow and bloom and blossom. And I just started to understand, like, wow, like the air is different up here. Like, you know, the thought process is different.
Yeah.
You know, like I like getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I used to be a time I wouldn't go to sleep until 6 a.m.
Up all night,
right,
yeah.
Right.
Wake up at 2 p.m. Yeah.
But I love it now because it's like And even some of my friends, they just ask me like, oh, what are you doing now? And it's crazy because people ask me a lot of things about life, and I'm surprised because they're older than me, right? And they're like, yo, so what are you doing now? What, I'm getting up at 5, I'm doing this. What book you read? I'm reading this book, I'm reading that. And they come over my house, I give them a copy of the book. It's weird, it's Jeezy.
Yeah,
you know
yeah, sure.
You know, he's the guy who used to pass you the blunt, now he's giving you books. You're like, But I take pride in that because it's my piece. I love when I go through my phone and one of my guys hit me like, I'm on chapter 10. Oh my God, it's mind blowing. You know, I'm like, yeah, wait till you get chapter 12. But in my mind, that's my piece.
Wow,
right?
man.
And I had to work so hard and do so much work on myself just to even get a taste of that.
Yeah.
Right.
How did you get to a taste of peace? How did you start to even heal your thoughts, your emotions, your body? Because I'm assuming 40 years of some type of psychological or physical trauma, whether it be not sure where you're sleeping at night, mom's pointing a gun in your face, on the streets, who knows what's going to happen every day, sleeping an hour a night, doing that for 40 years.
Yes.
Seeing friends die, seeing friends go to jail, doing that for that long, having surgery. There is no peace. There's no healing. There's no time to think about, let my nervous system calm and relax. Let me process these memories of my past, from parents to childhood friends to other stuff that maybe you haven't talked about, and really allow my body to feel whole.
Right.
When did that start to happen, and is that still a journey for you?
Yeah, it's still a journey. I learned that when my mom passed. I didn't grieve right.
Really?
Because I'm numb.
When was this?
My mom passed 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm numb. Like I've been through it so much. I don't feel that part. Like I got to be honest. Like I don't know how to connect with that, right? And that's something that I'm working on every day, because it's like when you going through all these things, you just it becomes normal life to you, right? And then you have to understand this is what's going to happen. You got to deal with it. You got to keep it moving, right? And when my mom passed, I knew that I didn't grieve right. I was just like, something's not right. Which sent me on another mission. So to answer your question is, how do you get to that? I'm still working on that now. And that's why I'm even opening up and being transparent about what I'm going through. Because I think at some point, as Black men, we all in that space, bro.
Yeah.
If you didn't come from a certain type of life. And for me, it took me to get around other people to understand that everybody's went through something, right? And you got to be different outlets of how you can, just start to dump some of that stuff off. And the craziest thing is, and I'm not just saying that, even when I started listening to your podcast, John Maxwell's, and, just different people, I just respected their perspective. I started to get a lot of information about how to deal with those things and who I should reach out to, which is why I'm so passionate about the book, because there's information in there, right? There's information in these shows and these episodes that you do that you wouldn't even expect people to pull that from and go, man, maybe I need to, maybe I should sit down with somebody. And like, I didn't know what processing means.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that something from my childhood could affect me worse in my 40s. Right? I didn't know all these things, but I'm working on those things every day. I'm working on trust. Right?
Wow, man.
I'm working on emotions. Like I love my kids, right? And I'm just making sure I'm intentional about connecting with them. Because I know there's some times with me where I get caught up in my world and I'm thinking about everything that I got going on that I might not be present. But then I didn't know there was a such thing as being present. So now I got to check myself on that. So
you
now
couldn't be present. You're always hustling for the next thing, probably.
So now it's checks and balances.
Wow, man.
And it's in the information. And that's one thing I do like about social media. This day I hate all the other, like it's terrible. But there's a lot of information there if you know how to sort through it. It's like YouTube's, like books, like podcasts. There's information that we need that we just can't get from people that are around us because they're searching for the same thing. And I think that's what helped me get on the mission of healing, because this is the thing. I didn't know I needed to heal. I felt like I was Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. Like it can't nothing hurt me. Nothing. I felt like that. And then when I started peeling back the layers, I'm like, wow. Like, like how somebody gonna feel your devotion if they can't, if you're not, it's how people are gonna feel you if you're not even being, because, by the way, I would never talk this much. Just so,
sure.
Go back and look at my first interviews. I'm like, it's like interrogation.
Yes or no. Yeah.
It was interrogation. It was like, nah, I don't know about that. But now I feel like, it's my purpose and my responsibility to open up.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
right?
man.
Because we don't make it to our 40s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? And we don't make it there being us and still being cool and still being successful and still being like, you know, if it's a black man, you get over a certain age, nobody cares about you, not even your kids.
Really?
We can't give them no money or do nothing for them. It's like, you know, you just get to a certain age, it's so hard for us, right? So you have to put things around you and put things in place that keep you held accountable and that fulfill you so that you can go out here and be the best that you can be. And for me, that's what keeps me going and keeps me on the journey of healing. I don't got a problem saying that now because I got my friends and my people that tell me, you know, things like, yeah, man, I'm really going through this. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm here. Like, we what can I do, right?
Right.
So I'm already knowing they need to heal, right? And I can understand that. So now I give them space to heal, right? Checking in, you know, let's go have dinner or something. Like, let's just get out for a minute. And because the thing from our culture is when you go through things, you isolate yourself, you know, and that's like the worst thing ever. Because now you in this, you know, and a wall is for real.
Yeah, man.
You know, a wall can keep people out, but it can also keep you in. You know what I'm saying? So it can keep the bad things out, but it blocks the blessings as well.
It does.
You know, and I think, you know, I had a wall up for, you know, my first probably, you know, 30-some years of my life.
Really?
Oh, a big one. I'm talking about like, no, nothing wasn't getting past that wall. Because that's how I was surviving. Like, it's different to live for love and to live for survival. And if you ask me, you know, what was the difference? I was living for survival here. Now I'm living for love.
Were you able to experience love up until the last 5 years with that wall?
No.
Really?
No.
What does love feel like now that you have the wall coming down, or at least
it feels
partial wall, you know, maybe?
It feels like trust. It feels like a village. It feels like community. It feels like support. It feels like understanding. It feels like grace. It feels like those things because, again, you never had it. And not to say that it wasn't there, but I wouldn't let anybody in.
You weren't allowing yourself to experience it.
So now it's just like knowing people, because, you know, for a while, you just feel like nobody really is down with you. Because when you go through, like, a lot of the stuff I talk about in the book and you realize how people go left and right and not really down, you kind of just build that up in your head. You kind of like, okay, all my interactions are like, you know, they one-offs. I'm not looking to build with you. You know what I'm saying?
They're not deep, yeah.
Yeah, I already know at some point it's going to go left and you're going to feel a way about something, and there's that, right? But what I had to learn is, like, you know, even when I was wrong, you know, I could still go back and have a conversation with somebody who's mentally on the same level as me and be like, you know what, man, I just had a bad day, bro. Like, I was doing this and that and going through and you said this, and I just kind of felt like I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, no, it's all good. That's how two men talk. But you coming from a culture where if we don't agree, somebody got to go.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, somebody got to go. And I ain't talking about just leaving.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that ain't how
go
we operate.
forever.
Yes.
Holy
and that's how it's set up. And that's and the thing about it is, what I learned in this world is there's no conflict resolution in this world. We don't have conflict resolution. We don't have an understanding of how this is supposed to go.
There's a resolution. It's just not a healthy one.
Right.
Right.
And in this world, there's conflict resolution. There's I'm wrong. You're right. You know what? You know what? Next time I'll try this. There's, you know, you lose somebody, we there for you. You know what I'm saying? You going through something, you got help. You know what I'm saying? If you feeling depressed, I want to be the one to call and make you laugh and tell you something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got some issues with your business, I want to introduce you to my lawyers and my friends and their friends and so on and so forth. And, you know, if I went on a vacation somewhere, like, man, you know, you should go there. I'm gonna set you up with the people. So now you like building this community of we all we got, right? And in this community, you all you got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You all, you know, ain't no way around it. What I had to learn and earn was to get only quality people around.
Yes.
Because I just kind of brought what I had with me to the table. You know, and everybody don't got the proper etiquette. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like, it wasn't the right table.